What's going on, family? This is your boy from Marks Remarks. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful time wherever you may be at this current time. Me, you might be looking around and saying, "Hey, Mark, where you at? This is a new spot. We haven't seen you here before. This is not typically where you record your videos." You are correct. I am at the hotel room. I don't think I've talked about this before. I really don't think that we've had this conversation before. So, in my doctorate program, what I do every other weekend is I commute about an hour and a half away because classes go from 5:30. So they go from 5:30 to 9:30, and then the next morning they go from 9 to 5. So instead of me driving an hour and a half back home, I commute an hour and a half away, stay at a hotel, and then go to class the next day. So when I say I don't think we talked about this, the reason is because success, and I'll say this again. Now, mind you, I was talking to someone that's a young man who's doing a program now, African American young man who was in the same situation doing the program now. You know, first generation, I believe, doctorate student, first generation college student, which I am. He's doing a program now, and I told him, I introduced him to the Marks Remarks videos, and the only reason why I introduced him to it is because you haven't. No, I'm joking. I introduced him because he's going through the journey that I've been through. And like I said on these videos time and time again, I'm sharing a little bit of the process. I'm sharing the process with you. I'm trying to be as transparent and as clear as possible with you, so that you can see the process and the journey. Now, mind you, my videos won't always be the same, because as I evolve as a professional, as I go from Marks Remarks, the individual that's going through the doctorate program, to Marks Remarks, the person that gets to the next level of his career, the content of the videos will change, but it's still an opportunity for others to go back and reference, okay, how did he get through it? What strategies did he use? And that's why I'm creating the videos, because I get to tell you, and show you behind the scenes kind of like what I was thinking and how I was able to get through it. Now, I say that to say this. I travel for the last 2 years, travel back and forth, hour and a half away, missing time with my family, missing time away from home. Success will cost something. I have said this time and time again. If you want to be successful, it will cost you something, and it won't be easy, and it won't be free. If you want to be successful, it is going to cost you something. Some time, some resources, some financial resources, or that's the money sign if you didn't know. Some money resources, some energy, some time away from your kids, some time away from your house. It will cost you something. If you're not willing to pay the cost to have success, then you may not want to embark on that journey. But success will cost you something. And you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice to get this level of success? If you think that if you just could lay down and success is going to happen for you, then you're sadly mistaken. And I have to be the bearer of bad news, because if nobody's told you that before, I apologize for everybody who has led you to believe that you can get success and that it won't cost you anything. So, it's currently 10 p.m. Friday night. while you're doing what you're doing, I'm just getting back from being up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, working all the way through, driving an hour and a half, going to class for 4 hours, and then now I just made it back to the hotel. We talked last time about me getting through my chapter 4. I wrote my chapter 4, I submitted my chapter 4, and I got it ripped to pieces. No, I spoke to my chair, and what she spoke about is, Mark, you really have to pay attention to the details. I think that I've gotten a good handle on the writing aspect, or a better handle on the writing and how to technically write. Now is really sculpting this body of work to make it very clear. And again, it's pushing me to have to do more and to be more meticulous at what I produce. Oftentimes, the way my mind works, very big picture, very grandiose type of thinking, but you have to also be paying attention to the details of everything. So what she explained to me is that now, in this stage of the writing process, I have to be very meticulous about what I'm doing. You know, look for the commas that I might miss. Look for the apostrophe. Look for, you know, using the proper format and using this or using that. So, you know, when you read something, I think at this point in the journey, when I get comments that are not favorable, if I get something that I feel, if I get comments that are not favorable, or if I get something that I feel kind of bruises my ego, I just kind of roll with it. You look for what they're saying, you make the adjustments, and you keep moving. Your ego is totally out the picture at this point. Your thought process of feeling like you need to argue the point, in my mind, is out the picture. At this point, it's really, all right, what are the changes I have to make? You know, what things do I have to clean up, and then move on. So I'm a little fatigued. People, I love you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you got to do that. Share it, like it, subscribe. Also, so say this with me. I will accomplish all my goals this year. Everything I do, I will have success in. I always win. It's so imperative that as we go through, we're constantly and consistently speaking positive affirmations over ourselves. It's one thing when you hear me say it or somebody else say it. It's another thing when you hear yourself say it. Know that before you can do anything, you got to believe it before you can ever achieve it. Until next time, this is your boy from Marks for Marks. Peace.